Hey, coaches. So I wanted to go over the inviting process. So we are on day 4 of your new coach apprenticeship group, and we are about to dive into the fun part, which is inviting. You're going to start this tomorrow. So there's a reason why we've been making your contact list and going through the memory jogger and getting acquainted with your system, knowing your website, knowing your Coach Online office, knowing how to set up your profile. Wanted to get all that stuff out of the way before we start focusing on the inviting process. So I wanted to talk a little bit about we'll talk about why it's important to invite, and then we'll also talk about how to invite. So inviting is the single most important thing that you can do to grow your business. It's like having a business and then not advertising it, not putting a sign out, not doing any marketing. You just have this business, the doors are wide open, but nobody knows you are in business. So inviting is the way to let people know what you're doing and to be able to offer them what you have to offer as a coach, and that is the accountability and the support, and talk about your own experience. Now, most of you have done a program or two already, so you've seen results. You've had transformations. They may not be huge, but they've obviously gotten you to the point where you are now, and you have that desire to pay it forward. So that's a pretty big transformation, whether it's physical or not. So it's absolutely the most important part of growing your business. I'll say that again. Super important. Sure, inviting can be a little scary, and that's kind of why I'm making this video instead of typing something out for you guys, because I want you to know I've been there, and I know it's scary. And I used to get like armpit sweats and get all sorts of nervous when I had to go invite or when I had to respond to somebody. And it's totally normal. If you're feeling uncomfortable, then you're in the right spot. Nothing's going to change. Your business is not going to grow if you can't put yourself out there and get out of your comfort zone. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about, what can happen in the process. And that is you feeling like you're nervous and feeling like people aren't going to say yes. And that's okay. That's normal. You are going to get a lot of no's, but that's perfectly okay. Those no's don't mean absolutely not. To me, that means not right now, because what you have to offer is extremely valuable. Be bold in your invites, because what you're offering is a super extremely healthy, happy life. I mean, look at your situation right now. Think about where you were before you even got into the situation and joined any of my challenge groups, or before you even decided to make that decision. There's been a big transformation. So you know what you are offering. It's extremely valuable. It's not, just a workout DVD and a bag of powder. I mean, we're talking health. You could literally save someone's life here. And I know that sounds a little dramatic, but it's absolutely true. I've worked with people in the past where they were on a really bad path, and they were able to turn their life around with some support and the right tools, meaning Shakeology and one of our programs. So you really do have such a strong impact that you can make on people with what we have to offer. So don't be timid. Don't apologize. What you have is incredible. You all are incredible coaches, and you're incredible people. So you know what you have to offer is extremely valuable. I just encourage you to be extremely bold in this. And I know there's going to be those fears, but you need to see the value in what you're offering. When you start to feel a little squeamish, a little timid, think about where you were and where you are now. Think about how it's changed your life and what you are offering them. You're not an icky salesperson. You're not selling vacuum cleaners or lamps or, foot cream. You are selling the gift of life. You're selling happiness, confidence, strength, just that raw strength that comes from the discipline and the sweat and the commitment that you put into something like this. So remember what you're offering, and remember how much value you have as a coach. You are incredible. You know that you have it to help other people. Otherwise, you wouldn't be a coach right now. So, okay. So let's talk about how to invite. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can. My personal favorite is to send personal messages. This is a way for you to connect people one-on-one. And it doesn't have to be a long invitation or a long conversation to start it out. One of my favorite ways to invite people is just to say, hey, happy Wednesday, or, whatever day it is, or something that adds value. Hey, can you believe this weather? It's amazing. Of course, if you're in the same town, something small that may add value. And say, as you may have seen, I have started this coaching business and I'm super stoked about it. I know that you are into taking care of yourself much like I am. So I wanted to shoot you a quick invite and let you know I'm going to do a fitness and nutrition accountability group. Do you want some more details? Now, do you see how simple that is? It's very simple. It's very short. It's very concise. You're putting a little bit of value in there. You're also giving some front story to why you're even inviting them. Because what you don't want to do is send someone an invitation who maybe you haven't spoken to a while, who doesn't know what's going on with you. And you're like, hey, you want to join my challenge group? Most people are going to say, what the heck is a challenge group? And why are you asking me? I thought you worked at a bank. You got to put some backstory to that. Another type of personal message that I would say is if someone that you haven't talked to in a while would be, hey, long time no talk. Hey, I just wanted to shoot you a quick invitation, let you know that I'm having a fitness and nutrition group. I know it's been a while, but I'm excited to get back in touch, and I want to know if you'd be interested in joining us. That's kind of the person you haven't talked to forever. So there's multiple ways to go about that. If it's a friend of yours, then clearly it's going to be a little more comfortable. And I encourage you to share that excitement. Don't bottle that up. You're not a salesperson. This is a chance for you to share how excited you are about this process and how excited you are about what you're doing. Don't hold that back, because this is a really pinnacle point in your life and in your business. So be excited about that. Share that passion and do not be embarrassed about that. Another way that I invite is to do a mass post. Those don't get as much response. And the reason why is that some people are afraid to reach out publicly and say, I need help. Some people, if they see a post, they may message you privately and say, hey, what's the deal on this sort of thing? But don't expect to post something and then have 30 people say, I'm in. It very rarely happens. You may get someone that say, well, how much does it cost? Or, what does it entail? And then at that point, I would probably private message them to talk more in detail about it, so you're not having a constant stream on that thread, because it may make them more uncomfortable. So you could just simply say, hey, so-and-so, I'd be happy to share information with you. Let me shoot you a message, and do it that way. So the mass post, you can do it on your personal page or your business page or your Instagram or whatever is working for you, whatever you're most comfortable with. I personally use more Facebook than anything. It's just what's worked for me. It's how I met all you guys. So, and then, so you have the mass post, and then you have the personal messages. And then of course there's the in-person invite. This is actually my favorite because it allows me to convey my true passion about what I do. And this actually happened to me twice today, where someone has mentioned the program and I was able to invite them to the program. And it's simply, consider it like you're inviting someone to a party. Okay. So, if someone says, hey, I heard about this program, what's the dealio? Be like, yeah, it's awesome. Like, it's the program. You may have heard me talk about it, but it's the one that I lost like 10 pounds in 2 weeks. Amazing. And my personal story is that once I finally did the 21-day fix about a year ago, after twins, I was finally able to see some abs defined, which was a huge thing for me, because after having twins, I was just kind of this square body. And it was hard because I didn't feel very sexy or very confident. I didn't want to be in a bikini. But once I did the 21-day fix, it started to change the shape of my body. So that is my story that I share. And I share that with true enthusiasm. I'm not trying to necessarily sell anything. I actually don't even think about selling. I think about sharing what I went through. And so that's what's important, is for you to share your story, not sell. And even though you may not have a story just yet, you can also convey the excitement about what you're going through at the moment. So don't feel like you have to have a giant story or a giant transformation in order to be effective. It's okay to share where you are and talk about that. So, okay, so here's the dealio, ladies. We're going to start this invitation process tomorrow, okay? So you have your contact list. Start whenever it works for you tomorrow, but tomorrow is the start time. It sounds like most of you are going to go ahead and start your challenge group on the 23rd of March, which is perfect. That gives you plenty of time to invite. And your goal, this is your task, your homework, your goal is to get 2 to 3 people to join you, okay? That's your goal. If you get more, hallelujah, that's amazing. That's more lives that you can impact. But your goal is to get a minimum of 2 or 3 people to purchase a challenge pack to do this with you, okay? And we'll take some of this step by step. You will hear objections, and that's okay. We will deal with them when the time comes. We will talk about those, okay? But your goal starting tomorrow is to start inviting. If you have any questions on where to start with this, rewatch this video or shoot me a quick message. But I think I've explained it in pretty good detail, and I know that all of you are amazing coaches and you're going to do incredible. So I'm super excited to see how this the next few weeks go for you. Okay. All right, ladies, have a great night. Bye.